Hey, welcome to another video where I try to give back to Wizards of the Coast by redesigning their classic creatures for them. This one is another monster that was requested in the comments, another classic creature that has, well, let's say it has some challenges from a design point of view. Let's get right into it. Everyone meet the Mimic. If you don't already know, the Mimic, as the name implies, is a shapeshifter known chiefly for imitating inanimate objects to lure in unsuspecting or greedy adventurers. A mimic takes the form of, say, a treasure chest. Some dumb adventurer is like, "Ugh, treasure chest. I'd like some of that, please." They go to open it up and bam! Mimic! Eats them to death. I'm guessing you've noticed a theme in the art I'm showing you. In theory, a mimic can take the form of any inanimate object, but art of the mimic tends to be a little treasure chest-centric. At this point, if you're an adventurer and you get killed by a mimic that's taken the form of a treasure chest, you really have no one to blame but yourself, okay? Now, since adventurers are mostly probably wise to the old treasure chest trick, I'm going to explore some other possibilities here. Like, for example, let's say you and your pals are working your way through a dungeon or some ruins or what have you, when you come across a treasure chest. Being savvy adventurers, you first try poking it with a sharp stick, or shooting it with an arrow, or waving a torch at it, something, just hoping to injure it to get it to reveal its mimic form. Turns out, it's all good. Ordinary wooden treasure chest. So you open it up and start that plundering, and you find a gorgeous gold crown inside. You put it on your head, and suddenly, you feel a sharp pain in your temples. And a moment later, you don't have a head, 'cause a mimic ate it, 'cause the crown was a mimic all along. But putting on a strange crown can be a tricky proposition in a world of magic items anyway, so maybe our mimic would be better off taking the form of a more innocuous piece of clothing. Let's say you've just woken up, and you're getting ready for a hard day of adventuring. You're groggily groping around the room at the inn you're staying at for your clothes, and your hand closes around the leg of a pair of pants. Without thinking, you slip them on, and then BAM! You know how you used to have legs? Well, you don't have them anymore, 'cause Mimic! Mimic eats your legs, Mimic was your pants. And now you're screaming in pain. You're getting the attention of your other party members. Maybe the healer has a first aid kit, something they can use to stabilize your wounds. They reach into their pack for it, but BAM! Mimic! Mimic again! Mimic in the first aid kit. Mimic was the first aid kit. Mimic ate their hands, now they don't have any hands. No hands to help you, no hands to help you with, 'cause Mimic. And maybe you're thinking, well, okay, but what if the party fights off these mimics and gets away? Maybe you'll want to decompress and refuel with a nice meal at the tavern downstairs. You can't walk downstairs 'cause you don't have legs, 'cause a mimic ate your legs. And your healer can't carry you 'cause they don't have hands. Mimic ate his hands. But the fighter's still unharmed, so she hefts you both up over her shoulders and brings you down into the tavern. You all sit down, ready to have a nice peaceful meal following the battle. The fighter orders a huge leg of lamb, ready to dig in, but BAM! Mimic! It's the snack that bites back! And now she doesn't have a face, 'cause it ate her face, 'cause it was a mimic! The meat was a mimic and the mimic was a meat! So by now you get my point. The point is, nothing is safe. Just when you let your guard down, just when you're at your most vulnerable, there's a mimic, ready to eat your ass. You can never rest, never close your eyes. Even the most basic of creature comforts are denied to you, because mimic, always mimic, ever mimic, mimic everywhere. Mimic behind you, mimic in front of you, mimic around you. Inescapable mimic is what I am saying. And all that fear and paranoia, it can extend beyond the fourth wall, I think. See, it's not just always about terrorizing the characters. Sometimes you want to hit the one behind the mask. 'Cause maybe there's a mimic closer than you, the player, could ever realize. So there we are. Another classic creature knocked out of the park. If you got more suggestions for D&D monsters I should redesign, let me know in the comments. And if you think something in your apartment might be a mimic, your only safe course of action is to set it on fire. If it is a mimic, it should reveal its true form as the flames touch it. And if not, at least you'll know. At least you'll know.